Have you ever wondered how Google became the giant it is today? It all started with two students, a revolutionary algorithm, and a few failed purchase attempts. This is the story of PageRank, the algorithm that didn't just build a search engine, but reshaped the entire internet. Back in 1996, the internet was a bit like a chaotic, disorganized library. There were plenty of librarians, search engines like Yahoo, AltaVista, and Lycos, but they often struggled to find the most relevant books. They ranked pages based on how many times a search term appeared. So if you searched for university, a page that just spammed the word university 1,000 times might show up first, even if it was total junk. It was frustrating, and finding reliable information was a real challenge. Enter Larry Page and Sergey Brin. Two PhD students at Stanford University. They had a different idea. Instead of just counting keywords, they thought, what if we looked at how pages are connected? They saw the internet's web of links as a network of votes. If one page links to another, it's essentially casting a vote of confidence, saying, hey, this page is valuable. But they took it a step further. Not all votes are equal. A link from a highly respected, authoritative site, like a major news organization or a university's main page, should count for much more than a link from some random, unknown blog. It's like getting a recommendation from a Nobel Prize winner versus a recommendation from a stranger on the street. This core concept became the foundation of their algorithm, which they named PageRank, a clever play on Larry Page's last name and the idea of a web page. PageRank works by calculating a score for every single page on the web. It's a massive, recursive calculation. A page's rank is determined by the rank of all the pages that link to it. So, a high-ranking page passes more rank juice to the pages it links to. This created a virtuous cycle. To get a high rank, you needed links from other high-ranking pages, which in turn had to earn their rank from others. It was a system that mirrored real-world reputation and authority, and it was brilliant. Initially, they called their new search engine Backrub, because it analyzed the web's backlinks. They ran it on Stanford servers, and it quickly became a campus sensation. It was just better. The results were far more relevant and trustworthy than anything else out there. They were delivering quality, not just quantity. But running a search engine for the entire web, even back then, required a ton of computing power and storage. Stanford's IT department wasn't thrilled about two students hogging a huge chunk of the university's bandwidth, so Page and Brin realized they had something special, something too big for a dorm room project. They needed to turn it into a real business. Their first instinct wasn't to build an empire, but to sell their technology. In 1997, they approached several of the big players. They offered PageRank to Yahoo for $1 million. Yahoo, at the time the king of the internet, said no. They were a web portal, more interested in building a curated directory of sites, and didn't see the value in a pure search algorithm. They also pitched their idea to other companies like Excite. The CEO of Excite, George Bell, wasn't impressed. Legend has it that during their meeting, after some haggling, Brin and Page lowered their asking price to $750,000. Bell still rejected it. One of the reasons was supposedly that Google's search was too good. It sent users directly to the answer on another website, meaning they'd leave Excite's portal. Excite, like other portals, wanted to keep users on their own site for as long as possible to show them ads. Google's efficiency was seen as a bad business model. It's one of the great what-ifs in tech history. Rejected and running out of options, they decided they had to do it themselves. They wrote a business plan, scraped together funding from professors and angel investors, including a pivotal $100,000 check from Sun Microsystems co-founder Andy Bechtolsheim, made out to Google Inc. before the company even officially existed. They had to rush to incorporate just to cash the check. In 1998, they moved out of their dorms and into a friend's garage in Menlo Park, California. Google, the company, was born. The name Google itself is a play on the word Google, which is the mathematical term for the number 1 followed by 100 zeros. It represented their mission to organize a seemingly infinite amount of information on the web. And their growth was, well, nearly infinite. What made Google unstoppable wasn't just the superior technology, it was their philosophy. They introduced a clean, minimalist homepage with nothing but a logo and a search bar. At a time when other portals were cluttered with news, weather, and blinking ads, Google's simplicity was a breath of fresh air. It was fast, it was focused, and it worked. Their business model was just as revolutionary. Instead of distracting banner ads, they introduced small, text-based ads that were directly relevant to the user's search query. If you searched for running shoes, you saw ads for running shoes. It was useful, not intrusive. This model, called AdWords, became a money-printing machine and funded Google's expansion into everything we know today, from Maps and Gmail to Android and YouTube. The PageRank algorithm has evolved significantly over the years. Today, Google uses hundreds of different signals to rank pages, including site speed, mobile friendliness, user experience, and sophisticated AI to understand the context and intent behind a search. The original PageRank is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. But its legacy is undeniable. It established the principle that links are a measure of authority, a concept that gave birth to the entire field of search engine optimization, or SEO. It transformed the internet from a chaotic mess into a navigable universe of information. And it all started with two students who saw the web not just as a collection of pages, but as a network of relationships, a web of trust. The story of Google's origin is a powerful reminder that sometimes the best ideas are the ones that challenge the status quo, the ones that others fail to see the value in. By focusing on the user and delivering true quality, Page and Brin didn't just build a better search engine, they built the gateway to the modern internet. Thanks for watching. If you found this story interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the tech that shapes our world. See you in the next video.